the Deputy Governor of Kiambu, S.K. Macharia, known simply as Chair or Chairman. We are here today for a good reason, to celebrate the union of two people who have always worked and walked together. Worked and walked together. We understand what is at stake on August the 9th. The Honorable Mother Karua understands what is at stake on August the 9th. And that is why today she is going to tell you and give you wonderful news as to why she is sitting up here with the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. The news is not mine to announce, and so I will not announce those news. Instead, I am going to call upon the Right Honorable Martha Karua to come to the podium to speak. Is that?
Secretary General Orwa Michael.
I'm sorry. I think the Secretary General of NARC Kenya, I think that is the order. And then, of course, after that, the Right Honorable Martha Karua. Mr. Mike Orwa, could you please come up? Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. I thank you for coming to this brief meeting. My name is Orwa Michael. I have the pleasure of serving the NARC Kenya Party as the Secretary General. On behalf of the National Executive Committee, the leadership and the membership of the NARC Kenya Party, I welcome you to this afternoon's press conference, a meeting that has an invitation of a special guest of the party. All protocols observed, with a particular mention of my party leader, Honorable Martha Wangari Karua, and the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Feel welcome. Dear Kenyans and members of the party, 4 months to the August general election, and 4 weeks since the NARC Kenya Party held its National Delegates Convention at the historic Ufungamano House, the party wishes to communicate important updates to its membership and the Kenyan public. Recalling the resolutions of the NARC Kenya Party's National Delegates Convention held on Friday 18th of February 2022, and specifically NDC Resolution number 4 of the matter of fielding a presidential candidate in the August 2022 elections, and Resolution number 5 on the matter of continued consultations and discussions with like-minded partners in the political and civic space with a view of providing a clear political direction for our membership ahead of the August 2022 elections, and Resolution number 6 on the matter of fidelity to the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and full compliance with electoral and related laws in all our engagements in pursuit of such partnerships and relationships. We convene here today to announce to the party membership and Kenyans in general that the NARC Kenya Party has made significant strides towards the determination of the political direction of the party. Subsequently, the party wishes to state as follows. Number 1, on the matter of fidelity to the Constitution and compliance with the law, the NARC Kenya Party is convinced that the Political Parties Act as amended and read with other laws make it illegal to belong to more than one political party and more than one coalition at any point in time. Number 2, on the matter of the party's membership in the One Kenya Alliance, we reaffirm our commitment to a politics of decency, guided by the ideals of transparency, mutual respect, truthfulness, inclusivity, and above all, utmost good faith. You already know that the party signed a cooperation agreement with other partners under the auspices of One Kenya Alliance. As a party, we continue to aspire to higher ideals and strive to live these expectations in all our dealings with members of our party, partners to our party, and the expectant public and the people of Kenya. Subsequently, on this matter, the NARC Kenya Party is grateful for our journey with our brothers and sisters in Oka. More importantly, that journey has now come to an end. Number 3, on the matter of resolution number 4 of the National Delegates Convention, the NARC Kenya Party shall not field a presidential candidate in the August 2022 general election. On the matter of affirmative action and strengthening our brand as an inclusive political party, the party directs that all persons with disability who wish to run for elective office in the August election in the NARC Kenya Party ticket be given 100% discount on nomination fees. On the matter of resolution number 5 of the National Delegates Convention, and in particular on authority to hold consultations with like-minded partners in the political and civic space with a view of providing clear political direction for our membership ahead of the 2022 August elections, the party wishes to inform the membership, the partners, and the nation that the party has chosen to pursue conversations, consultations, and the path of working together with the presidential flag bearer of Azimio. It is possible to imagine that as having been a very difficult position to arrive at. It is not. It was not. For those who understand the history of our country, even in its recent past, you would appreciate the ideological convergence between our own party, social democratic ideals, and the legacy of the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga. We ascribe to those ideals the history of struggle and the history of liberation, and standing for something that we think is enshrined in the principles of social justice, inclusivity, and building a culture of democratic tradition for this country, so that everybody has a stake in this country we call Kenya. It will not do justice to all of us if I do not acknowledge that we stand in a very difficult moment as a country. We are not calling for compromises of what we stand for as dear to our hearts as political parties, as men, as women, as young people of this country. We are calling for a spirit of sacrifice, not compromise. The meeting today brings together a river that probably split into two in the plains, and hopefully, without preemptive strikes, that river eventually finds convergence between its two tributaries as they head into an ocean. That is all we pray for. I am not qualified to speak on whether that has been materialized. It's above my pay grade. This is the moment when I would want to invite my party leader, a person who is not new to this country, not new to the controversies that this country has faced in its bid to find itself and its soul, to share with us, hopefully, the conclusive journey or the advancement of those conversations as they have had them, not just today, but in other spaces over a period of time. We can only hope that there will be positive news and there will be white smoke. Abemus Papam. Senior
Kenya Asanti sana. Asanti sana. Asanti. Today you are allowing me to continue with the protocols of the mask due to reasons only known to myself. The Right Honorable Prime Minister and the Azimio Coalition flag bearer, Right Honorable Raila Odinga. All the distinguished men and women, ladies and gentlemen in this tent and members of the press, I'm here to confirm that from now onwards, NARC Kenya and I are supporting the Azimio presidential candidate, Raila Odinga. And this is without any equivocation. I have said time and again, and NARC Kenya believes in this, that as we move forward, we must look for leaders who have a demonstrated track record of being selfless, of putting the interests of the nation above theirs. People who can fulfill promises, because it's easy to make promises during campaign. But we know that without integrity in leadership, without safeguarding public resources, all those promises will amount to nothing. While acknowledging that no side has only saints, all sides have people who may have looted in the past, all sides have people who do not believe in the rule of law, and all sides have good people. I've been looking keenly and have been able, without much struggle, to identify a critical mass of good people within the Azimio coalition. And that is needed to steer the nation in the right direction. I have been in the trenches with the Azimio presidential flag bearer, Comrade Raila Odinga. At this stage, because that is a struggle language, I will not use Baba, I will say comrade. We've been in the trenches together. We've come a long way in the struggle and fight for liberation in this country, the second liberation, fight for the constitution. And when we have had disagreements, we've been able to lay them on the table, overcome them in the interest of the people of Kenya. We are convinced that we'll be able to forge forward in the best interest of the people of Kenya, putting always the interests of Kenya ahead of any other partisan or personal interests. That is the commitment we are making to Kenyans today. And as we make this journey in Azimio together with others, I'm sure we will have many more times of briefing the nation and our of where we are in this journey. So from now on, I am committed, and NARC Kenya is committed, to popularize the Azimio presidential flag bearer, Comrade Raila Odinga, and his 10-point agenda, which, as my Secretary General has said, is part of the social justice ideals that we stand for. I want to thank you and invite my brother and comrade to also say a few words.
Haya, Hello. Comrade, Madam Mother Karua, other fellow comrades I see in the crowd here, ladies and gentlemen, hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. This is a very, very proud and pleasant occasion. First, I had a quick occasion to sit down with my comrade and sister, Martha Karua, before we came here. We had one-on-one, just the two of us, which was very valuable. And in that period of time, we took the journey down the memory lane and looked at where we've come from as a people and as a country and where we are. There are not very many people around with whom I can share that kind of experience. She is one of them. And we've agreed that the time has come again for us to come together. The Secretary General talked about river first branching and converging. I wanted to tell him that he really are talking about Nile in Cairo. River Nile in Cairo. River Nile in Cairo splits just before, now it is now in the middle of Cairo. And then it forms a land. It's called the Zamalek Island, where I used to live. And then it converges again to move towards Mediterranean Sea. But I've been saying just like the march of the Nile is unstoppable. When it starts that long journey from the Ginger, the river Elton, from the Ethiopian mountains to the Mediterranean Sea, the movement of the people of Kenya to liberate this country is still unstoppable. I've been saying lately that in the process of a third liberation, that there's the first liberation which brought independence to this country. The second liberation which gave us a new constitution. And now the third liberation is what I call the economic liberation of our country. Just like those first two were processes. See, the first liberation was a process. It took a long time. You will recall, for example, the times of Koitalel, the days of Hariduku, and people will not know why we call that street the Hariduku street, or down there. How many people were shot and killed there in 1922? From that time, Kenyans were struggling from 1922 all the way up to 1963, when we got independence. And thereafter, then started the second liberation. You'll see the 60s, the amendment to the Constitution. Then the 70s, all the struggles. And the 80s. And then the 90s. The millennium generation today, we have today, don't know about this. It's not their mistake, because these things are not taught in history books. But the second liberation was itself just as intense in terms of human suffering around. Some of you may not have heard about somebody called Pio Gama Pinto. He was shot and was carrying his child to school just around there in Westland and killed. Somebody was arrested, in prison for 38 years for no reason at all. When he came out of prison, he went all the way to Parkland's grave to go and tell Pinto's grave that I did not kill you. There are several others. Not far away from where you're standing here is Nyayo House, the infamous Nyayo House. People have been thrown from the 23rd story there onto the street. And then they say they committed suicide. But none of you have had the occasion to go to the dungeons in Nyayo House and see. And if you are told that somebody spent 90 days there, you will sympathize with him. So we were together at that time. I remember, for example, one time when I was being escorted by the lawyers, Martha marshaled them from Ajip House. And we marched, James Orengo, Kitobu Manyara, Paul Miti, Edith Kauma Musili, the Chief Justice today, another Martha. And we were walking on foot, they were escorting me because they were looking for me all over the place. So I said, they're the lawyers, let me say, Shamala was there also, John Hamenwa. And we marched from Ajip House with the media to Central Police Station here. And then I went to report that you are looking for me, I've come. Then after that they said they did not look for me. Because it's an excuse, because they wanted to come to arrest me at home at night. And they went home at night, they didn't find me. I was taken into hiding. And eventually I managed to slip out and find my way to Norway. So Martha Karua here has paid a heavy price in the struggle for second liberation of this country. She stood very firm at the time when very few people dared. She was one of those very few people who were able to come, stand up and tell the truth to the system. And was able to give legal service gratis, pro bono, because so many of our people were being arrested here and there all the times, and we didn't have the money to pay. So when we formed Ford, she was first with us, Ford, then Ford Asili, Ford Kenya, eventually she ended up in the DP, and became one of the first women who were elected in parliament at that time. A DP ticket. And we were together throughout that period of time. And second period, after we formed NAC, we went through all that today with Martha. And the pros and cons, the hills and the valleys and the mountains that we had to climb. But we are here, we will agree that there's still a lot to be done for us to achieve what the people of Kenya desire, which is the Kenyan dream, as coined by the founding fathers of our nation. And we agreed that the time has come again for us to come together. This final phase here. She's now a general in the struggle. She wears scars of the struggle. Okay? And she wears it proudly. The proud Kenyan. You said, we are marching on until we reach that mountain top to go and plant the flag of liberation on top. And remember, all those who did not make it there that time. So I feel very proud this afternoon to receive Martha here, this side, the divide. I don't think that he had any other choice. Because the difference between this side and the other side is like day and night. Black or white. Huh? You see, here you have people, yeah, there's some other people who may have been the other side, but they have come here. But the more of the people who are together in the struggle at this side, I don't think there's any of them on the other side. That other side, you find people who all the times defending the system that we are fighting, the ancient regime. Those are the other ones here. The apologies to the revolution. But the revolutionaries are this side. And we want to march together. She is going to get a number. Which she will get a number to play. Okay? Sasa ile ambayo mpira itaanza utasikia. Mpira ni ati SK mpatie makao na mpira mpatie ratio na mpira na mpira anapatia Esther anapatia Gladys anapatia Martha na mpira anaenda na mpira. So, if you know